Well, hello and welcome to the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
What up, party people?
What's going on, man?
I have a question for you. Why would you drink your coffee in a pot when you can have a shot of Jot? No, just kidding.
Man, see, if they were our sponsor, we would get it out right away. Just throw it right out there. We'd be done with talking about them, and we could just move on with everything. That'd be perfect. If you're listening.
Yeah. Listen to us, people out there in the Jotiverse.
Yeah, exactly, the Jotiverse. So we took a week off to, recalibrate, re-energize, think of something to talk about. Stuff like that. But we're back this week. The phone lines are open.
We are.
The chat window's open. Join us. What?
You have phone lines open.
That's good. The phone lines are open. I just got to remember not to silence it and send it to voicemail right away, as that's my normal technique to all phone calls.
That's your MO. It's like, well, thanks, but no thanks. I get it though. I get it.
So in the week that we took off. Oh yeah, I should probably do that too. In the week that we took off, some things have happened, Francis.
What things are those that have happened?
A couple things that have happened. The Black Panther trailer came out. New York City Comic-Con was this past weekend. TwitchCon was on the other side of the country in Francis's neck of the woods for all the Twitch people. And Coolio died. So and what?
Oh no, I guess that happened today.
Oh well, we'll get to that part. But yeah. So New York City Comic Con, from what I have heard from everybody that was there, great success. Great success.
Yeah.
Everybody seemed to have a great time. Everybody sold, from what I could tell, didn't sell out, but definitely sold a lot of merch and did commissions and hobnobbed with the people. So that's good.
We have Matthew McConaughey in the chat room, by the way.
We do?
No.
All right. So yeah, the big thing that everybody's talking about from New York City Comic Con is the Back to the Future reunion between Michael J. Fox and
Christopher Lloyd.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, Doc Brown. I have, somebody has the full panel on YouTube, and I have it saved, and I forgot to watch it today. So I definitely something I want to watch. But that was of all the things that came out, that seemed to be the biggest takeaway, biggest talking point.
Yeah. I don't know how I felt about that, actually. Like, I get it, but seeing him struggle, seeing Michael J. Fox struggle, out there. I mean, I know he had a choice and he chose to be out there, but I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you're supposed to feel uncomfortable, I guess, right? Because, yeah, it sucks that his Parkinson's is... I mean, it's great that he's, still around doing stuff like this, but boy, oh boy, just watching him kind of really lean on Christopher Lloyd for like, support was like, ooh, I mean, really great to see him. But boy, oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. Did you at least see that intro where he was kind of...
I did see the intro. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I saw how they, embraced and whatnot, and that's, for the most part, when I was looking initially, that's all that I saw.
Yeah, same. That's all I saw.
Hey, Lister's mate is in the house. What's going on?
What up? What up? Yeah, boy. All right, go on, sorry.
But that kind of overtook everything else that happened. I didn't have a list of anything that really happened over New York City Comic Con, but that was the big takeaway. I just kind of scanned real quick. That's all that I saw.
I saw two things in that convention. I saw all of our friend Alyssa's pictures, Actually dressed up as Moon Knight for the convention. So she went around and just took a picture with everyone because who wouldn't want to take a picture with her, you know? And the Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd thing. That's all I saw about it. That's it. Jeez. Odd.
Air guitar and fuck walking.
What?
Oh, there's a thing that got banned by the Twitch bot because it has fuck in the title in the thing. I'm gonna let it through.
No, was it supposed to be fuck walk or?
I don't think so. I think
Was it duck walk?
yeah. I think it was supposed to be duck walk, air guitar and duck walk. But you said the two things, and I just totally forgot because that.
No, I just said those were the only two things I saw were Alyssa's pictures and the Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd thing.
And our friends over at SourcePoint were killing it again, as they just seem to at every show they've been at.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Can I tell you that? I don't think I can tell you that. I'll tell you later.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. Look at that.
I just remembered something that was told to me like a couple months ago, and I can't remember if it was something that I could say.
See in public or not.
Yeah. So I almost let that slip out.
But it must have been, look, it looked like it was a successful convention.
For sure.
It looks like
very much so.
A lot of people went. I saw pictures of lines, a lot of lines, as is.
I mean, it's New York.
It's New York, yeah.
I mean, outside of the Comic-Con being one of the largest ones of the country, it's New York.
There was another group of people. They introduced. The other thing I saw was they introduced Tom Welling for one of the show or for one of the new shows or a show. I can't remember which one, but I guess that's the other thing I saw was Tom Welling being introduced as a new cast member for another show, which was kind of cool because he hasn't acted since. Well, technically, The Flash. He did a cameo in The Flash, but he hasn't really. I don't think he's acted since Smallville. So,
I think he's done a couple things here and there, but yeah, Smallville I think is still probably the thing everybody knows him for.
Yeah. Good on Tom.
Oh, totally. Anytime Tom Welling and the guy that played Lex are at a show together, that's a good panel to go to because they have a good camaraderie with each other and a lot of fun stories.
Winchesters. So he joined the Winchesters, the prequel to Supernatural. He's joining that cast, but yeah, exactly. Like it's cool to see, it's cool to see these guys come back out every once in a while and be like, yeah, we still do stuff, we still act, like it's all it's all good. We're still doing our thing.
Yeah, the guy Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah, he does a podcast.
He talked about the later seasons when he left Smallville and came back to do a few things here and there that he'd grown all his hair back. So they put him in a bald cap and it just didn't look right.
That way, yeah. Well, they did that with the guy who played Walter White, Bryan Cranston. They did that to him too for the El Camino movie that they did. So yeah. I mean, look, I didn't notice, so whatever. Like,
right, yeah. Well, then on the opposite end of the country, as I was stating before, in Francis land, was TwitchCon. And if we got 2 or 3 things heard and seen about New York, I saw 0 from Twitch.
So
a couple people that we know were there.
Yeah.
I saw a couple pictures of them having a good time, it looked like. But maybe I don't follow enough Twitch people on my Twitter. But a few people were just like, well, I learned a few things. I learned, XYZ. I'm like, okay.
I don't
think that's a show we need to go to.
Yeah, well, it didn't trend on Twitter, which is like a sign of whether or not a show was good. If it trends, I didn't see it once trend except for one thing, which was they had a mechanical bull type thing there. Oh no, it was something like some type of platform, and they had cushions. They had like a ball
A
pit,
foam
sort
pit.
of.
A foam. I did see that. Did the
Foam
lady
pit.
break her back?
Yeah, and the lady broke her back, her spine in like two places, because when she jumped into the foam pit,
Yeah.
because the foam was really hard. Yeah.
And it wasn't even from that high at all. It was only from
No,
a
it was
small
really, it was,
platform. And
yeah.
it was like either the foam was too firm, she had a weak back to begin with, or the foam wasn't firm enough at all, and she just fell straight to the floor.
So if you just Google TwitchCon, that's the only thing that comes up is the foam pit. Nothing else about TwitchCon comes up, which tells you a lot. Which tells you a lot about
That
TwitchCon.
does. That does.
It is a point. It is more or less a
That's funny.
circle jerk for Twitch, which Twitch is anyway losing a lot of love with its users anyway now that they're paying out less and all that stuff. And look, Ginger knows what's up. Like she saw a couple people from TwitchCon. So Ginger
No, that
knows.
was Lister.
She knows what's up.
Lister's mate saw a
Oh, is
couple
that Lister's
people.
mate? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, it's in red.
Yeah, I saw that.
The Lister's mate knows what's up. Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it it didn't make any waves. Not in my circle anyway.
nobody cared except for the broken back.
Yeah.
Nobody cared.
And to
it.
be
Like, I'm
honest
looking-
with you, I saw the video, but I didn't see any tags on it that said, this was at Twitch or anything like that. It's just a video of a lady, and a little caption that said, I broke my back in 2 places.
Yeah, so that's all right. So I'm looking at what else was said. Apparently, Amaranth, who is like one of the biggest Twitch, well, she's a Twitch thought anyway, so whatever. But she's like, apparently, security had to step in when stalkers started following her at TwitchCon. Which, yeah, okay. Adriana Chechik was the one who broke her back in the foam pit. Ugh. Which apparently, wow. But that is it. Those two things. Oh, and Dream revealed his face, I guess. Some Twitch streamer named Dream had a face reveal, and there you go. Nothing. But that's the thing about this place, right? Who cares about Twitch?
Right.
Like, who cares? I mean, we're on it right now. But
Well, yeah. It's because we're just using it as a vehicle.
Ultimately, who cares? Because
Right.
Twitch is kind of losing its grace anyway. So
Sure.
We might be on another platform soon.
Who knows? Lister's mate said, more than likely she had osteoporosis. It's a rampant side effect of everyone having a vitamin D deficiency. I'm guessing during the pandemic.
They were locked in.
Yeah.
I mean, possible. She's fairly young. She's in her early 20s. So like, it's not like she was aged or anything.
Yeah, she just did like a senton off the little thing. Just try to go from vertical to horizontal. And crazy.
It's just a terrible ball pit. Yeah, a terrible foam. The foam was like made of bricks. It wasn't real foam.
It was just
anyway.
Bricks. Yeah. And then the last thing that I kind of brought up there in that little first thing that is that Coolio died. And that people were talking about it. I made the probably ill-timed statement that he finally made it to Gangster's Paradise.
Oh God, really? I didn't see that. I missed that.
I said it at work and I got a bunch of groans, so I figured I better not.
Probably best. Yeah. I remember him last doing Cooking with Coolio. Like, that's the last thing I remember him in.
Dude, I can't even remember the last time I even saw Coolio. Maybe it was Keenan and Kel. I think the intro of Keenan and Kel was probably the last time I saw Coolio doing anything. That or that incredibly fast rap that everybody parodies with, you know, a flag whipping in the wind or an egg cooking in the skillet that's bubbling really fast or something. You've seen it.
Wait, was that Coolio who did the? I don't.
I'm pretty fucking sure that was Coolio. Yeah.
Because he normally doesn't fast rap, but
No, but I believe I'm vamp a little bit. I'm pretty damn sure.
All right. Yeah, no, I recall the last thing was the Cooking with Coolio, and apparently he had forgiven and not had been upset with Weird Al.
Oh, it was
parodying
Busta
his
Rhymes.
song. I was gonna say that makes more sense for Busta Rhymes to
Yeah,
have done it,
yeah.
but Coolio, yeah, forgave, or not? I guess not forgave, but was fine with Weird Al making Amish Paradise, and he actually listened to the song and thought it was funny. And Weird Al's tribute to Coolio was a picture of them hugging. So, so there you go. There's no beef with Coolio
no beef.
and Weird Al.
Listener's mate is correcting me on what I was saying. He said, no, there's doctors that have said that there's a pandemic of vitamin D deficiency. They're blaming the fact that people aren't getting enough sunshine because we've all had too much screen time with our devices.
Which is funny. Let's just make you say that, because I just recently read an article where people are sunning their genitalia.
Oh yeah, we talked about the asshole sun shining.
Yeah. So, and that was fairly recent, so people are back at putting sun on their genitals. So those places aren't lacking in vitamin D. Those are healthy and bronzed, apparently. Why wouldn't it be, right? Why not?
Right. Something you said sparked a memory. And you know how we don't like to talk about too much work kind of stuff here. But
no, yeah.
I had to sit through a PowerPoint presentation.
My favorite.
Oh, those are always the best. And it had an amateur voiceover of some sort. I'm guessing somebody from within the company.
Okay.
And
should have been you.
It should have been, especially after what I tell you. Now,
oh boy.
We all know. I've shown it more than enough time trying to read the damn comments on here. I'm not the best reader in the world. Usually when I do a voiceover project, it might only take Francis 10 or 15 minutes to do it. Probably take me an hour because I stumble on myself and I stutter and I add and subtract words to a sentence because I get nervous. Anyway, despite all of that, every voiceover thing that I've ever turned in doesn't have me adding a period in the middle of a sentence, in the middle of an important topic, and just stopping, pausing, and then continuing. I won't go too much into it because it's breaking kayfabe, but the last sentence, I burned it into my memory. If you have any questions, be sure to contact your human resources individual. So,
contact your human.
Hashtag contact your human.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. It was so bad. People were like looking all over at everybody else going, are you listening to this? The person that did the voiceover also included their timestamp of when the voiceover track was laid on top.
Oh God. Oh man. All right.
And person definitely had half to 3/4, possibly a whole bottle of wine, judging by the time. It was like 9:45 at night.
Oh, sure.
And just the fact that they turned it in with all these extra pauses and contact your human 5-second delay resources individual. Like, did you not listen to this before you turned it in?
Or at least, well, I'm assuming then nobody proof listened or anything. Like nobody listened to it again.
Well, it was, I can't say too much more. But when it was done, the person that was presenting it, fuck, this is hard to talk about. With the person that presented it, I said, hey, let me just know that next time something like this needs to be done, I do this on the side.
Right. Yeah, use your editing. Yeah, be a service for editing audio. Because Jesus, I don't think.
Like even what they had, I probably could have cut together, and made it work. If it was a timed thing, I could have put in sound effects or something to stretch the time out. But
yeah,
if it was a matter of timing to be like, contact your human resources. Oh fuck, that's too fast. Contact your human, and then finish. I'm not gonna say it again because it's starting to lose its funny. But yeah, it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
I'll look. Listeners may understand. He's gonna contact his human. So
yes, everybody out there, make sure you
contact our human.
Make sure you contact your human. It's very important.
Aliens, contact your human.
Contact your human. We did talk about the Black Panther thing. Trailer came out as well.
You did.
I only watched it once. And something that you and I talked about last week that everybody wasn't privy to, that conversation, is that the character Riri Williams is going to be in this movie, and I think that's pretty awesome because I know it at least. In one version of an Iron Man comic book somewhere out there, or there was, Riri was Ironheart.
Well, yeah. So
is that right?
In the comics,
is that the character?
Iron Man. Yes, because Iron Man died in the comics, and Ironheart took over.
Okay,
so she took over for Iron Man essentially as like young Iron Man, and then Tony Stark became like the Jarvis. He was the I think he was like the interface or something. And then they brought him back, of course.
Well, I mean, it's comic books, man. You're never dead in a comic book.
So we'll see. It looks like it's going to be it's going to be the new crop of superheroes, and that'll probably be where they, because they introduced Namor in this movie. They introduced they're supposed to introduce a couple other people too that are like going to be big major players in the future of Marvel. But yeah, you got to see the first Ironheart suit, Mark II they call it already. So there must have been a Mark 1 somewhere, but it's the Mark II suit. So there you go. And yeah, and Namor flies with little wings on his feet.
Yeah, he's got little Icarus boots. That's pretty cool. Listener's mate says I'm guessing that's me, Francis, Jeff Burns, and Mark's Pile.
I'm gonna get you too.
And Mark's Pile are listeners' mates humans, among many others. So shout out to Jeff Burns and Mark's. I've only met Mark's a couple times. Good guy though.
Yeah, you played that one weird laser tag.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. That was interesting.
I bought one of those. Did I ever tell you that?
I didn't know you bought one. That's funny.
When Toys R Us was shutting down, I had a couple Toys R Us gift cards. And I was like, well, I might as well go, see what they got. And they had the rifles. They had the whole setup. They had the pistols and the rifles.
Yeah.
And everything was on like 75, 80%. I'm like, I'm not buying the pistols. I'm getting the rifles.
Yeah.
Or it's a rifle. Either way.
It's probably just a rifle, yeah.
And I go to the register to pay for it, and it was from 150. It was like $75 or something like that. It was cheap compared to what it was. And I hand over the gift cards, and the lady's like, who wasn't even a Toys R Us employee. It was just a temporary person that was just helping close the store. They're like,
it was the Spirit Halloween lady right before it was the Spirit Halloween.
It was like, the inventory company Regis?
Oh, yes.
Like they do the supermarket inventory. Yeah, it's like if they it's like if they hired them to do the registers.
Oh, gotcha.
So the lady's like, I'm sorry, we don't take gift cards. And I was like, I thought I'd give it a shot. And I put the gift cards back.
Why wouldn't they?
Well, hang on. Well, because they said they wouldn't take them anymore.
Oh, okay.
They didn't give me a reason why. She didn't work there, remember?
That's true.
So I put the gift cards back, and I'm getting ready to hand over my debit card, and I'm like, wait a second. I pulled the gift card back out, and I was like, what are they going to do? Fire you? And she looked at me, and she was like, you're right. I'll take your gift cards. So I at least got one rifle and the modem, I think.
I'm pretty sure they still sell them, though. I'm pretty sure
They probably do, but
I can remember the name of the product, but
I can't remember either. It's in a box somewhere.
Rapid Fire or
something like that. That was a good time, though.
Good times.
Good
For
times.
Coolio, though. Rest in peace.
Definitely. Speaking of pieces resting, Angela Landsberry died today.
I know. Taylor's old as time.
And people are going, who is that? I don't know anything else she was in except for Murder, She Wrote, and that hasn't been on TV in 30 years.
She was Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, okay.
She was one of the main characters of Bedknobs and Broomsticks. She was really big in that was another Disney cartoon with Don Knotts as the other guy,
God, I used to attempt a Don Knotts impersonation. Now I can't even hear him in my head anymore, so I can't even do it.
It's been too long. No, Mr. Furley.
Mm.
She was big in 50s, I think, movie. I mean, she was born in 1925. She almost hit 100. But yeah. She's been in a lot of things.
Yeah, made it to 96.
I guess.
Made it to 96.
Yeah, she would have been 97 at some point this year.
And then 98 a year after that.
Oh, maybe not. It must have been 26 then, because she would have been 100 in. I don't know. Anyway, either way, she was born in the 20s, and yeah, she had a long, illustrious career. She was a dame.
Oh, she was. I didn't know that.
She had an OBE at least at the end of her name, so that makes her a dame.
Hmm.
She's part of the British whatever. She was knighted, because you can't knight women, but she was recognized by the Queen. So yeah, she was a dame. But yeah, I mean, look, she was my childhood. I grew up watching Murder, She Wrote and Beauty and the Beast, so she was a big deal for my childhood.
Listeners Mate says he does a great Don Knotts impression. I did one of them at the. I did one of him as Barney Fife at Dragon Con quarantine panel a few months ago.
Oh, nice.
And then Ginger chimes in with, she was beautiful and incredibly talented. One of my favorite films is the 1978 film Death on the Nile.
Oh, Poirot movie.
A what?
Hercule Poirot.
Oh.
He's the.
I thought you said Karl Rove. I was like, the fuck? He did movies?
Hercule Poirot. Yeah, no. Wow, that's good. I'm sure she was in a lot of other stuff too. I mean,
yeah, like I said, I only know her from Murder, She Wrote. I didn't know that she was Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast. But now that I know that, I guess I can.
Yeah, she sang the theme of
Oh yeah.
Beauty and the Beast. Yeah.
Huh. Well, there you go.
So yeah, she. Oh wow, she was working up until 2018. So good for her.
Hmm.
Oh, right. She was in Mary Poppins Returns. I remember that. She was the balloon lady. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah,
and that just broke a couple hours before we hit record here.
Yeah. She was in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, wow.
Games.
As Mrs. Potts? Okay. That's pretty cool that they actually got Mrs. Potts to come in and reprise the role, as opposed to, having some random voiced person that can do an older lady sound.
Wow. Yeah, no, she worked up until 2018, so good on her. She was awesome. Again, a lot of my childhood. Apparently she did a crossover event with Magnum PI.
Murder
as
She
her,
Wrote and Magnum
as her Murder
PI.
She Wrote character.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
dude, the '80s were
Oh my
rad.
god. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my god, that's amazing.
That's pretty awesome.
Wow.
Ginger said she hit the trifecta: Broadway, film, and TV.
Yeah, sadly she didn't have what do you call it, an album, because she could have been one of those EGOT people where she gets the Emmy, Grammy,
Mm.
Emmy, Grammy, Tony, Oscar. Yeah. So sucks. But,
Maybe Joe Pesci can still get one of those.
Joe Pesci, does he have an album?
Yeah,
Does
dude.
Joe Pesci have an album?
Yeah.
No way. Really?
Yeah, it's I think it's under a pseudonym.
Synonym, yeah. So he went as. Oh no! Okay, so he Vincent LaGuardia Gambini, I guess is one of the names he went under, and then he was.
I think that's his character from the Court movie.
I don't know, man, but that's insane. Yeah, he has how many albums? He has like 3 albums. Oh my god. Oh yeah, he has 3 albums. 1968, so he was pretty young. Then 1998, and then 2019 he did Pesci Still Singing. Wow, good for him. I can't imagine that guy singing. I'm singing. Like he just has that really loud kind of.
But see, all you're hearing. Well, I guess all of his characters basically are Leo Getz.
Or yeah, like think of Lethal Weapon, where he's
like, Leo
You
Getz.
know, oh, that's Leo Getz. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was what was his name in Goodfellas or
Leo
whatever?
Getz. No.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh man.
It was Leo Getz' other name before he became Leo Getz.
Well, he does have an Oscar.
Okay. Well,
He has an Oscar for Goodfellas.
that's the
So
movie.
he
Goodfellas.
needs to get a Tony, and he needs to get a Grammy for his latest album. And he needs to be on TV somewhere so he can get his Emmy.
Mm.
Oh,
I guess
he's got a ways to go.
So I guess if they air Lethal Weapon 2 on TV, that doesn't count.
I mean, if they give him an award for that, that'd be amazing. I really want him to get an award for like, oh man, I've never seen this show before or this movie before on TV. Let's give him an award for his great. No, I don't know. I'm surprised I didn't get anything from My Cousin Vinny, but oh well.
That's a great flick.
Yeah,
That is a fun flick. Didn't Marissa Tomei get an award?
Tomei got an Oscar for her role in that movie.
Yeah, that's weird.
Is it? It's great. It's awesome.
Well, no, it's great, but
I just wish I could do a Pesci impersonation. Man,
well, something to work on, I guess.
it's hard.
Listener's Mate says, I'm sure Joe Pesci probably sang like William Shatner. He spoke all the words to the songs.
Oh, I don't know.
I think the Pesci albums are like not blues, like a Bruce Willis blues, but like a B.B. King kind of blues type of.
Yeah, it's more standards. It sounds like just
lounge music, because
like
that's what Shatner did. It was like lounge.
No, he did Bohemian Rhapsody. Have you heard his version of it, Bohemian Rhapsody? It's amazing. He did.
No, I haven't.
Shatner does Bohemian Rhapsody, which is amazing. There it goes, Mama, just cut the band. It's like,
God.
He's very emotional in that. And he also did a bunch of, he did an album, all space songs. So he does Ground Control to Major.
Right. I thought those were all just more him just kind of doing like a.
Oh, he's talking. He doesn't.
Basically, yeah. Just, but I thought that was more lounge kind of style.
No, I mean, yeah, it's kind of rocky, sort of.
Hmm.
Like I said, listen to his Bohemian Rhapsody, you'll understand.
I'll have to put it on the tunes for tomorrow.
I'm telling you, put it. Oh God, yes. Put it. Oh man, yeah.
Is it? We'll have to look if it's on the Spotify because that's what we use. Oh well, perfect.
It is.
I'll totally do it then.
Play Shatner and then play David Lynch, and everyone's gonna love it.
They every time I go change the music, everybody pretty much goes, "Oh Jesus, Josh is about to play some music," because I don't see the point of playing music that you can hear every single day on the radio or, on your phone or whatever through your streaming service when you could listen to something you've never heard before. And then I reach way back into the crack of my ass and I find a song back there that I haven't heard since like 1992. Yeah. And then I put it on there and people just go, "What the fuck is this?" This is some 90s trance stuff. Just wait till you get to the middle of the song and you realize that the beat you've been banging out to is somebody laughing.
Oh God. Yeah.
I wish I could play that. I wish I could play that right now, damn it. I'll play it for you later.
Well, here's the thing. Twitch doesn't care, so you could technically.
That's true, but YouTube does.
Music. YouTube cares, but Twitch never cared about licensed music. You can play they actually show you like the licensed songs. They have like little OBS extras or whatever it's called, little attachments that you can like, oh, here's the name of the song.
If you vamp for a second, maybe I could find it.
I was gonna say "Common People" by William Shatner. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of William Shatner songs that, and I use the word songs very loosely, that are just.
Oh, can you hear that?
Oh, here you go.
So you got the beat there, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna fast forward. Okay. Still kind of going, right? Okay. Now we're gonna go. And that goes on for about 3 or 4 minutes.
It's so memey. It's a song that I feel the internet created, even though it didn't.
It's awesome because the whole time you're like, this is a pretty cool beat. You dance to this, and then the guy turns the filters off, and you realize that the beat is somebody laughing. You're like, oh, well, this is kind of, it's actually called "Don't Laugh."
New to me, so there you go.
Well, again, that's why I play it. I play the stuff that people haven't heard, and they're just like, what is this?
No, I did that once in an office with young people, and I was spit roasted for a lot of that stuff. They're like, stop playing music that we like, play normal music. And like, this is normal music. It's just before your time.
There's a song that's out right now that gets played almost twice a day. I don't know who performs it, but all I hear in it is win, 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 win. And then he says some shit. And then he goes, win, 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 win. And I'm pretty sure that's what the name of the song is. Win, 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 win. Or it's just called Win. And I say,
win, win, win. Yeah.
Every time I hear it, I go, yeah, win, 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 as in WHEN. When are you going to rap? Are you just going to say, win, 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 fuck everything else, win, 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 win?
Okay. So win, 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 win is, it's not the DJ Khaled song, All I Do Is Win.
No.
Right? No. There's a Diplo song called Win Win featuring Tone Low.
No.
Because that's J-Rock song called
That's
Win.
it. That's it.
J-Rock?
Yes. Okay. Look up the lyrics to that shit. But this song is fucking horrible, and it literally, it's supposed to be a rap song, but there's no rhymes. It's just a guy telling you to win and fuck everything else. I think he says like 6 or 7 times.
That is, yeah. That's it. and so they have in parentheses the stuff that I guess is said in the background. One of which is wait, one of which is yeah, one of which is win, and one of which is mommy. Someone
Ew.
apparently says mommy
What
after
the
it
fuck?
says, these ends ain't shit. Parentheses, mommy.
What the fuck? So if
Win.
if Gilbert Godfrey were to read the lyrics,
Oh, God.
that's
Win. Everybody. Like everybody else. Win. Yeah.
oh shit.
On 10. On 10s. Bring friends.
See, how is that a fucking? That's not a rap song, dude.
Don't try. Eyes wide. That's squad.
And these are the actual lyrics. You're not making this shit up.
No, these are the actual lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I unfortunately I hear it in my head because it fucking gets all earwormy and shit after a while.
Oh, God. 2018, really? Wow. I'm surprised I haven't heard this before.
Well, you don't want to.
I don't want
And nobody else
I mean,
out
I do
there.
now, actually.
No, you don't. You really don't.
I'm curious
like,
now.
The music part, you're like, I've heard this music before. And then there's just some guy whining on top of it. You can listen to it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the thing. That was a nice little detour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know where to go from here. So we talked about Mario? We talked about Mario, right? No, we haven't talked about Mario
touched
yet.
Mario.
Well,
Mario, no.
I don't know if anybody does. Mario's missing his ass in this photo. But
Why does everyone talk about that?
I don't know. I had to go someplace with it, but yeah, the Nintendo Direct, as I have on the picture here, puts out the teaser poster for the Mario movie, and the internet blows up and says Mario has no ass.
Even though he never did, so I don't know.
There are some versions where Mario's kind of thick.
Really?
Yeah, when Mario has been drawn. I'm not saying he's clapping when he's walking and shit, but but it looks like he's wearing pants that don't fit. I don't give a shit. That's not the part of Mario that I'm going to be paying any attention to. I hope that Chris Pratt does something aside from just being Chris Pratt.
I get it. When you first get introduced to Mario, when he enters the Mushroom Kingdom, and he's like, "What is this place?" It sounds just like him. Oh, there it is, Chris Pratt. But then it says, then when Toad says, "We're going to the Mushroom Kingdom," and he's like, I don't know, whatever, he says something, but it sounds like, "I'm a New Yorker, get out of here. Step out of my way.
I'm walking here.
Say hi to your mother for me."
That'd be fucking great. Say that to Bowser.
Well, you noticed something that you didn't even cheat to realize that someone was playing Bowser.
Yeah, so I saw the trailer, you hear Bowser say a couple things, and immediately, but before I saw the end of the trailer, I went, that sounds familiar to me. I see all the names that are in the movie. I see Jack Black's name come up, and I went, that has to be Bowser. And I watched it again, and I'm like, yes, that Jack Black is Bowser. And then a couple days later, I see that, yes, I was right. I don't go diving deep into these things. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Right.
And my movie rule is I watch the teaser, I watch the first trailer, and then I'm done. So this to me doesn't even count as a teaser, because most teasers are coming.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And until you get a TV spot or a movie at the front of the movie trailer, I don't think that's an official teaser until then.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like
it's like with the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
Right. They put the Sonic movie out on the YouTubes, or Sega put it out on their YouTube channel or whatever. It wasn't really an official teaser. They're just like, look at our concept work so far. And people, as you said, spit roasted. That is not Sonic. What the fuck? I did finally see that movie. It was cute.
Yeah, the first one or the second one?
I haven't seen the second. I started watching the second one, and then a bird flew by or something. I got distracted.
It's all good. Yeah, no, the first one's good. Yeah, it's a cute little movie. Definitely, it's obviously a kids movie, but I feel it does. Like, even if it was the old model, I think that would have been too distracting. But it's very Sonic. Like, it sounds like he sounds like. Obviously, it's not the Sonic didn't really have a voice except for the cartoons when it was Jaleel White.
Fucking
TGI Fridays Urkel.
Yeah, Urkel
was the voice of
Sonic knocked some shit over. Nah, did I do that?
So he already had a semi-famous actor already as his voice, and then they got some other guy. I forget who it was, but he's also a famous actor who's doing the Sonic now. But yeah, people are like, maybe they'll do the same for Mario and they'll change his voice to something a little more appropriate. Because if you listen, apparently they did the same trailer, just the Mario part, in different languages, and they're like, they should have done like the French guys do, because the French guy sounds just like Martinet as Mario, but in French. It's like,
well, speaking of Charles Martinet, he is going to be at the Collector Con that I'm going to this weekend.
Nice.
Which, before we jump too far off the trailer thing, it'd be interesting to ask him if I get a chance to. But
he has a voice in the movie, so he does.
Well, at least he's in the movie. I hope he's Wario then.
Oh, I hope they introduce Wario. That'd be a great little surprise, because so far they didn't mention a Wario or a Waluigi. So.
I don't like Waluigi. That's so.
He has a fan club. People love.
I'm
Waluigi.
Sure, but it's just not a. It's just not a. It's not a. It does not roll off the tongue whatsoever.
Well, because it should be Luigi. It should be Luigi with Wario, but Luigi, especially in Japanese, would kill them. They would die if they said Luigi. So, they made it as easy as they could for their Japanese audience.
That's true.
But yeah, no, I'd love if you get the chance to talk to the guy, that'd be great, and find out his role in the Mario movie. Yeah. That'd be cool.
But yeah, otherwise, as far as animation style, they definitely seem to have some Mario stuff going on. So
yes.
So I mean, so far, sure. Like I wouldn't call it an official teaser necessarily, but so far so good.
I just hope that they somehow, I don't know how, maybe get John Leguizamo in there or something, but I want a nod. I want a nod to the 94, 93 Mario Brothers movie. Like, I want something.
What they should do is a nod to all the 90s Mario stuff. They should get this Bob Hoskins. Oh, right?
Bob Hoskins. Well, he's dead, so you can't get Bob
okay,
Hoskins.
Well, it hasn't stopped anybody else.
Yeah.
You could do a deep fake. But yeah, some sort of nod to Bob Hoskins and Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo.
And then Captain Lou Albano.
And whoever the other guy was.
And then that was the Mario movie. Never mind. I'm trying to think if there's any other live action Marios, and I think
that's it.
That's it.
You hit the nail on the head. Those are the two versions of Mario that's ever existed. Mario and Luigi, who's ever existed in live action. Everyone else is animated, so I don't know who the voice is.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was not Martinet, though. He did not do the voices for the cartoon.
No.
Which is why it was tolerable, because he sounded like a regular person.
Well, I don't think he did it until 96.
Well, he did it for Mario 64. He was the voice
Yeah,
of Mario
96.
64, which is that 96? Okay.
95,
That's when they
96, yeah.
introduced- Yeah, because that's when he finally spoke.
Mhm.
Was in 64.
Because yeah,
never
that's
spoke.
because you remember if you left it on idle, if you didn't hit the start screen,
head
if you
would
just
go
the power screen, the power up screen, if you let it sit, he would go to sleep and he would start dreaming about linguine,
Oh, really?
lasagna, spaghetti.
How stereotypically Italian.
Well, you know.
well,
Someone should
Leguizamo's
ask.
busy
Someone should
right
ask
now.
John Leguizamo what he thinks of the trailer. Listener's mate says,
Izzy.
"Is he?"
He's doing a movie called Violent Night with
Oh, okay.
David Harbour as Santa Claus, and apparently it's Die Hard Santa with John Leguizamo as the main villain, as the voice, what do you call it? Hans Gruber, the Hans Gruber of that movie.
Oh, okay. I mean, good for him, because I thought he was just hanging out in a heroin hut.
Leguizamo, no, he's out there.
I mean, I say that about any celebrity that you haven't seen or heard of in 10 years. I just assume that they're in a heroin hut somewhere hanging out.
He's doing TV.
That's good.
He's getting stuff done.
He was awesome in Spawn. That's all I really remember him in.
Oh yeah, as the clown. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that's Mario. Do I have all the? Oh yeah, there's one other thing I have a thing for. Here we are. Here's a great place. Striving for mediocrity. Are we doing here tonight? That should be the other tagline to this show. Or ambitious, but rubbish.
But rubbish. Oh, all right.
I
That's
like.
an interesting one because
It's
yeah,
not original.
you're-
It's not an original thought by any means, but I like the word combination.
Well, rubbish is not a term that Americans use very often. It's a very British term, so
It
I
is.
like it.
I like to be a little worldly, you know.
Yeah, no kidding. Like it.
Sometimes I, in my life, I actually knew the conversion rates of different monies to the U.S. dollar.
So why are we mediocre and or
Rubbish. I don't know. I just it's self-deprecating.
Oh well, yeah, but I mean, what made that come to mind?
I don't know because I can't think of where it had to shift gears.
Well, out of curiosity, how many followers did we have the last time we recorded? By the way, because I see 27, and I'm like, I feel like that number wasn't the same. It wasn't 27 like a week ago. Did we get a new follower between a couple weeks ago?
No. I mean, the last time that we recorded, we had the newest follower, Big D0613.
Oh, that's right. He must be number 27 then. Okay.
Yeah. But we talked about that on the last show.
Okay. Because I'm like, I don't remember 27. I thought it was 26, but
27? Oh, it's 37.
36.
In a row? You never saw Clerks, did you?
I did see Clerks.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm excited for Clerks 3 though, but
Oh, I'm excited for everything that the guy puts out, basically.
I haven't seen anything but after once Tusk. The one movie before, was it Red State was the last movie I saw from Kevin Smith, and then I stopped. Not because I didn't like Red State, because I actually do like that movie. I thought it was good, but I'm just like, well, I kind of want his comedy stuff again, and he didn't do it for a while. He did Tusk, and he did Yoga Hosers, and then nothing, and then now Clerks 3. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Maybe I'll go back.
his original idea for the ending of Red State, him talking about it, is so much better than what we actually got.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
haven't heard
The
of
studio
the
was like,
original.
we can't do that. It's in.
Now I need to find out.
I believe it. He talks about it in one of his stand-up things. It's not a stand-up. It's a spoken word, basically Q&A. and I want to say it's on Too Fat to Fly, but it might be on Silent but Deadly.
Oh wow! I'm just reading now what he wanted as the original ending, and that is way more CGI and like special effects than he's ever done in a movie. So that bit would have been amazing because he wanted to end with the rapture, apparently.
Seeing the four horsemen. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him talking about it. You know, we've both been witness to Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah.
Hey, here's a new follower right now.
Oh, there you go.
I'm Deaf Damien. I'm Deaf Damien.
Well, Damien, you're definitely you. So thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the follow. That's awesome. What the fuck were we talking about?
We were talking about Red State.
Oh yeah, so him talking about it, him describing the end of the movie, not reading it. I'm sure it's transcribed, but him with, his passion, his way of saying things. Even watching it on the TV, I'm like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to watch this movie now.
One of my favorite stories from him, maybe because I just remember it so vividly, he told the story on a local morning radio show where he saved his little dog from an owl. Oh no, from a hawk by taking a pool noodle and whacking the hawk with the pool noodle until it flew away. And I'm like, oh wow, all right, that's cool.
Right,
But
and
it's
you just
the way
told
he
it.
tells that story though.
Right, you just told it in 10 seconds, but it would take him an hour.
Yeah. Well, he went into detail. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
because then he has to be like, yeah, you just, oh my god, that guy. He's. I love his storytelling.
When I read something, I want a magazine article. Just give me the fucking facts. You know, I don't need to know what the air smelled like or what the scenery looked like or the description of the bark on the tree. I don't give a fuck. What's that got to do with what's going on? Right? Well, I like a magazine type of thing. But I can give Kevin Smith a magazine article and be like, please tell me about this article, and it'd be the most fascinating thing. It would take 3 hours, and it would be fascinating. But I wouldn't want to read it.
He told a simple story about walking in the canyons when we saw him. And,
yes.
when we saw him at a panel for WonderCon, and he's like, "All right, let me tell you the story," because that's how he starts his panel, right? His hour-long panel on Clerks 3, which he the little blurb promised that we'd see clips and stuff from the movie. Instead, it was him telling a story about watching a couple have sex on a walk path, right? And
walking while having sex. Yeah. Which again, we told in 30 seconds, which took him the first 20 minutes of the freaking thing. Yeah.
And
everybody on the edge of their seat, just hanging on every word.
And then the last half hour was him encouraging like an 11-year-old to follow his dreams as a movie maker. And it was like, you just told that story.
Right.
It's like, oh, there's just like this 11-year-old here. Just, all right, whatever.
Well, I mean, and we were the only ones that were here that were at the time that maybe somebody else that was listening was there too. But that little kid asked a question, and then a couple people later, somebody wearing the exact same outfit with the same kind of long, scraggly blonde hair comes up, and somebody was like, "Hey, look, it's the adult version of the kid."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun interaction. Had to be there.
Yeah.
As it happens sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But I did mention earlier, since we were talking about WonderCon, I am going to a traveling show this weekend called Collect a Con. Check this out, Francis. In 10 years that we've been covering conventions, and going to them and doing the things that we do, This is the first convention in 10 years I'm actually going to have to pay for.
Well, we can't get invited to everything, I guess.
No,
we can't always be the belle of the ball everywhere.
We didn't get invited, which is fine. And I sent an email with a picture of my genitalia, and I'm like, look at it. It's fucking great. No, I didn't actually. But it's a term that we use here on the show. But I sent them the list of all the shows that we've covered, and never heard anything back at all. So I'm like, hey, let me send a follow up. Still didn't hear anything. So I'm just gonna give up on going as a media person. I'm just gonna go and have some fun. Which it's gonna feel weird to just kind of go and walk around and not be working. And the thing is that something's gonna come up, and I'm like, oh, I can get some audio. It's a good thing I brought some stuff.
You're gonna gorilla pod it like
totally,
like Jay does.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's cool that it's a traveling show. I haven't been to it before. I don't even think it's been here before. There's a lot of people that are interested in coming or going. I saw the floor layout. I think it's only going to be one area of the convention. What is it called? The Colorado Convention Center. I think it's only going to be one section of one hall. I don't even think it's the entire hall. So I think I think it's a pretty small show. But the big special guest that's going to be there is Vanilla Ice. And before before I looked into it, I went, holy shit, I want to meet Vanilla Ice. That would be awesome. And if I can get a soundbite from him, word to your mother, something, or get a picture with him doing the Vanilla Ice hand signal, that would be awesome. Well, he is doing a meet and creep, but it's getting the VIP backstage experience, which is $125 per ticket. Wow. I love conventions, Francis. I don't love Vanilla Ice enough to pay $125. So I'm hoping, this is a fucked up thing to hope. I'm hoping nobody paid that much money. And instead of doing a backstage, meet and creep, he just does a regular meet and creep at a table.
I hate to tell you, they paid, because I'm looking. So Collecticon travels around all the United States, and they were in Long Beach. So technically I could have gone, because Long Beach is in my backyard. Mm-hmm. And
the LBC.
The LBC, yeah. Hey, look, Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's my neighbor. So he went on stage. He was the star of the show. I mean, it looked crowded. Like this for Long Beach, it's a lot of people. That convention center is small. So he was on stage with, of course, the Ninja Turtles,
because they're there as well.
They were there as well. They were.
So we're definitely getting the ninja rap.
We're getting ninja rap. All the people that you mentioned to me, because we talked about this off air last week, they're there. They were there in Long Beach. So it's the same. It's just these people just going around the country. Yeah. And it's going to be the same people going to this one in Denver. And if that's the case, he was, from these pictures, and of course pictures can lie, but not the crowd that's right in front of this guy. He was the main event. So the likelihood, people paid the money to go and talk to Vanilla Ice. Guaranteed.
Well, I'm not paying $125 to talk to the guy. I'd love to talk to the guy for, a media badge or something like that, but no.
It's a lot of people. Like a lot of people.
There's a lot of big name people that are at this show. There's like 4 Power Rangers, Super Mario, a bunch of other voice actors and actresses from Pokemon to Sailor Moon, and other shows that I'm unaware of.
Sure.
So I think it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be small, but Yeah, it's a bummer that, Vanilla Ice is going to be the main thing that you have to pay the extra money for, the big time extra money for.
The voice of Sonic is going to be there with the voice of Mario.
See, that'd be a fun picture to take.
And Vanilla Ice is going to perform, so he
Yes.
is totally going to say, "Oh my God, I want to go. Why didn't I go? I would have totally gone to this. That would have been amazing."
I will go. I will hold up the phone just like all the kids do.
Yeah.
So you can get some ninja rap.
Put me on FaceTime and just be like, "Hey, you know that sound you were looking for? Well, listen to this."
All right.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
Hey, there's I'm Deaf Damien. You can finally talk. Yeah, sorry, I got the thing on there. You have to watch us for 5 or 10 minutes before you can say anything. Going for
really?
That. Yeah, going for
So
that.
Funny.
Going for that viewer retention thing. Hello, thank you for joining in. Appreciate it. We're here every Tuesday.
And you're definitely Damien. That's cool.
Definitely Damien. Damien.
But yeah, I can't wait. I want to go to this thing. It's the last one for the year, so I'm gonna go next year. I think. I'm curious who their big get is gonna be, because it's obviously not gonna be Vanilla Ice.
Right.
But I do love that Vanilla Ice is their big get, and that really is super funny to me.
Yeah, you know, the lady, I don't even think she's aware of the ninja rap. So
I'd be amazed.
I would be amazed as well. But if if we time it right, hopefully we'll be there for the ninja rap, because I think that'd be great.
Go ninja, go ninja, go!
Hell yes. So I'm looking through everything. Okay, so I have one last thing here. Where's my picture?
Is that the one that I'm not going to know anything about?
Yeah, basically. So like, everybody, if you're not into wrestling, basically you can just tune out.
Oh boy.
So things have been happening in the wrestling world as a follow up to the fallout of All Out that we talked about with over AEW, with everybody getting in fights and suspended. Everybody's still suspended. Nothing to report.
Great.
I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Apparently the newest thing out of that though is CM Punk possibly has an office job.
Oh wow! All right.
That now the people are speculating, did he always have that, or did his contract get moved over to an office position? Either way,
as long as he gets that coffee cake from that Chicago bakery, that's all that matters.
Yes, yeah, from Mindy's Bakery.
Yeah.
So speaking of CM Punk, then last year he made his return to wrestling after 7 years, and it was on.
Oh, wow.
It was on a Friday show for AEW, kind of their B show, and on the possibility that he was going to be there. The arena sold out, and viewership was well over 1 million people throughout the show because of a rumor that CM Punk might be there. Much like happened at this weekend at a WWE event, at one of their what they call premium live events. They're no longer a pay-per-view because they're not on pay-per-view anymore. They're on the cock.
Good. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you pay whatever you pay for the cock, and you get The Office and wrestling. But so take a slight back step here. Last April, Vince and company were going through and releasing wrestlers left and right for quote unquote budget cut reasons, even though they made the biggest profit ever in company history during the pandemic.
Okay. Sure.
So the character Bray Wyatt is who I'm talking about. He's one of these real spooky kind of guys. His wrestling's okay, but he's more into the cinematic, the theatrics, that kind of thing. Anyway, he was super over with the crowd when Vince decided, I'm going to let him go and released him from his contract, and he sat at home apparently thinking about what he wanted to do next. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
What'd you see?
No, you. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you said he sat at home. Yeah.
Yeah, he basically sat at home, and people were speculating for the next year where he might show up. Is he going to show up on AEW or Impact, or is he going to go back to WWE? Well, after all the shit that Vince went through earlier this year and has stepped down and is no longer with the company that he basically purchased from his father.
Founded.
Not founded. His father founded, because it was the WWF way back in the day. And then at some point it became WWF, and then we all remember what happened to that. The Panda people got pissed off. Now it's WWE, because they don't actually wrestle, they just entertain.
Yeah.
But so Vince steps down, and the guy known as Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, or his real name Paul Levesque, steps in as the
Christ.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. God.
So he steps in as basically the creative lead, and Vince's daughter is now the CEO.
Okay.
So Triple H starts bringing in all these wrestlers that were released by Vince and trying to bring them back in if they hadn't already signed contracts someplace else. So every week, and the 2 or 3 premium live events that have been on the cock have had some big surprise of somebody coming back, or a tease of somebody coming back. Well, this weekend,
so the rumors of WWE kind of failing out were wrong, because apparently it's still doing okay.
Yeah, they're. I mean, I knew during that transitional period that it was going to take a few weeks for things to get the ball rolling again. Okay. I still think a lot of the wrestling that happens on WWE is boring as shit, but the entrances for all the wrestlers are fucking amazing. It's just sometimes the wrestling doesn't make a lot of sense. If that, I mean, I posted a video earlier on Twitter of a guy wrestling a fucking dog earlier today. So,
okay.
If you want to see that, check that out. But anyway, before I get too off track, there's a bunch of rumor that Bray Wyatt had re-signed with WWE, and they started putting out these little vignettes and QR codes and cryptic stuff, phone numbers and GPS coordinates. And you follow this stuff, and it all pointed to a date, a location, this sort of thing. And it was this past Saturday. So the pay-per-view does its whole thing. It ran whatever it was, 2 or 3 hours. The lights go dark at the end of the thing, and you start hearing the song, He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, sung fairly slowly by Bray Wyatt, off camera somewhere. And here's where really I'm going to lose everybody if I haven't already lost them. 6 of the characters that were in his former gimmick show up at basically live action. Right? So, for context, there was, Huskus the Pig, which was, when he first got into wrestling, he was kind of a fluffy guy. He was, what do they call it? Husky Harris. Well, in his wrestling name, when he came out of developmental, was Husky Harris. So the pig represents that character. Huskus the Pig is Husky Harris. Okay. Then there was another guy wearing like a floral print shirt, like a Hawaiian shirt that had a buzzard head, which was kind of another play on another character of his. There is a lady, all in a veil and whatnot, who we won't really get into it, but he portrayed a lady for a half second because they didn't have a fucking lady to do something. So he basically did it. Okay. And then his most recent character of The Fiend. The Fiend was a demonic looking character whose mask was made by a famous mask maker that I'm drawing a blank on, but he's done special effects for fucking movies. And the mask was awesome. It looked like kind of a zombie face that was being stretched from left to right by like hooks. It was pretty demonic looking. Anyway, so that character's there in the crowd as well. Longer story short, he has a new mask. He shows off the new mask, pulls the mask off, and then here you are looking at the guy, Bray Wyatt. He's a second generation wrestler. His father, most commonly was known as Erwin R. Shyster, or IRS. It was during the fucking late 80s, early 90s of WWE where Vince was convinced that everybody had to have an occupation.
Okay.
There was dudes that were trash men. There was a fucking mailman wrestler. I mean, there's ridiculous.
There was an Undertaker.
There was an Undertaker, which Bray Wyatt gets compared to a lot as the new quote unquote Undertaker because of.
Was he retired, right, or whatever? Or
Undertaker has retired and has become. He's doing speaking events.
Okay.
So
he's
if
not
you
doing Slim Jim commercials,
no, that was Macho Man Randy Savage.
No, I know, but I mean, like, in other words, he's not sponsoring anything.
No,
he's just
possibly the Republican Party, but that's all speculation.
Oh wow, okay, that's a surprise.
But yeah, so he made his big triumphant return. It is very uncommon for WWE to let the chant of "Holy shit" go uncensored. You might get a couple shits, and then they'll start to dump the audio out. They didn't for this. The shot that
you paid for it, so.
Well, I mean, I guess you did. Even on normal pay-per-views, when it was back in the day, when it was on a regular pay-per-view.
Oh wow.
Well, they would still
trying to keep it a little child friendly or whatever.
Exactly. They didn't. The shot that I have here at the time, I mean, it was clear as day. People just screaming, "Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!" Everybody was excited for the return. I was excited. I mean, I didn't jump out of my seat like I did for the CM Punk return, and I wasn't even fucking watching wrestling when CM Punk wrestled. I had no emotional tie to CM Punk. I was just like, "Holy shit! This is exciting." This was more confusing because, are these the 5 people that I talked about? Are they going to be part of a faction, or what's going on? It's so who knows? Like I said, he's really into the cinematic, the theatrical. His matches are decent, but it's nothing I'm going to make you watch.
So ultimately, the introduction of these characters may mean absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things because they'll just be the one dude.
Possibly. I mean, the internet is speculating, right? Because that's what wrestling fans do, is speculate. It's their favorite thing to do. And that's what people are saying. Is it going to be five members, and Bray's going to be the head of this faction of 5 different wrestlers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll
fantasy
see.
Football for wrestling. I get you.
Oh, totally. And if you're not into that, you can get a video game. Make your own.
No, that too.
Make your own fantasy league.
Create a character, sure.
You see, and if we were sponsored by the sports thing, we could do like a sports book thing, where you're not gambling. Gosh. You're not gambling. You're just, throwing money at numbers. You're playing against the numbers.
Yeah.
That's the failed ad part of the show.
We already did the failed ad for the show. We did shot coffee.
We did. Well, kind of. I'm looking down my list. I think that's everything on my list. That is everything on my list.
I like that the show gets longer and longer, though.
Well, it's because we're trying to fit everything in, and
You don't have to, but I do like that you do.
Well,
I'm not complaining. I just find it funny that it's like, oh, we went long again.
We did. It's been kind of a thing we've been doing recently. This usually is a little tighter of an hour, but because we start kind of late sometimes too, though. I feel like
Yeah, but starting late doesn't mean we keep going.
No, but
technically, if we start late, we should end earlier.
Well, but I feel like, because we started 5 or 10 minutes late, you gotta give people a little extra juice. No?
Again, I'm not complaining.
Okay.
I mean, this is not a complaint. I just think it's funny because we used to have we used to be like an hour and that's it.
It was tight.
Now it's just like, well, I like that we don't care anymore because man, it doesn't matter. But also we had to adhere to a bedtime for one of our co-hosts. So
well, we should still be abiding by a bedtime because I got to get up 6 hours. But
that's true. You're the one that has to wake up pretty early. That's a good point.
But somebody's got to make gummies at 5 a.m. So
there you go.
Well, until they find somebody else to do it, I'll be the one doing it. Francis, you got things going on in your life. You got other shows that you do. Where can people find you if they wanted to see, hear, or participate in any of those things?
Yeah, look, right now the big one is Super Geeked Up. We have it's a live improv comedy geeky show where we're going to be putting out a book soon. Not the show, but like we participate in an anthology, another anthology. We did one last year, we did one this year, and it looks like every year we're going to have one, so that's kind of cool.
You can still find it on, the first one is on Amazon.
Yeah, it's still out there if you want to buy it. Dragons of a Different Tale, but this one is I forget the name because I haven't memorized it yet because it's not Dragons of a Different Tale. It's Tales of Monstrosity. That's the name of the new book. And a Kickstarter is going to happen soon for that.
Oh.
So we're going to have authors and whatnot come on to talk about their stories and whatnot, and it'll be fun. So go check it out. We're going to be joking around, making stuff up, having a good time. I'll be laughing the entire time because I am not an improv actor. I laugh at everything. So there you go.
And then, no, it's then and. Damn. Or what is it?
No, and then.
And then.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I'm not an improv actor either. Oh, but you can find
yes
every.
And. I got it wrong. It was yes and.
Yes and. See, I fucked that up. But sinceresarcasm.net for all things Francis. Thank you to our new follower. I'm Def Damien. Damien, thank you for the follow. We are here every Tuesday around 7:30ish Mountain Time. We stay for the little extra juice. You can contact us, participate in the show if you wanted to. You can call, voicemail, or text 314-764-7631. Find us everywhere at POI Podcast. Email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com. And that's everything, I think. Thank you, everybody. You'd think after 150 some odd episodes I'd have a better fucking exit, but I don't. If you have anything that you want us to talk about, hit us up. Voicemail, whatever, text message. We'll talk about it. We'll have you on if you want to. That's anybody. That's the end of the song. I'm done rambling. Goodbye.